From Brussels, I'm joined by Pedro Silva Pereira, Vice President of the European Parliament and member of the UK Coordination Group. Really good to have you with us. I suppose my first question would really be how you see the state of the negotiations right now.
Well, I will begin by saying the obvious. We are running out of time. You know that Boris Johnson has refused since the beginning to consider any prolongation of this transition period. So we are really in the end. We still hope that the talks between the President of the European Commission and Prime Minister Boris Johnson can lead us to an agreement. But the divergences are still significant, and everybody is now preparing really for the no-deal scenario.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's drill down a little bit. What are the sticking points? What do you think would be fantastic to get resolved right now?
Well, I think that the fundamental issue is to understand that, of course, the UK is out of the European Union. It will be out also of the single market and the customs union. So it will be fully a sovereign state. But the UK wants, at the same time, to have full access to the European market with zero tariffs and zero quotas. That is something that no country in the world has under any trade agreement, any existing trade agreement. So this outcome, it's only possible if we are able to ensure a certain, what we call a level playing field. It means fair competition. So, okay, the UK will have access to the European market, but we will maintain a certain level of standards that can ensure to our businesses a fair competition. And that's the point. I believe that the Boris Johnson government is having some difficulties to understand that this is the reality of things. And certain illusions of Brexit, they simply cannot be delivered.
So you think Boris Johnson doesn't see the reality of the situation? Have I understood that correctly?
Yes, in the end, that's about it, because we're always listening that the UK wants to take back control, but that's not an issue. Of course, the UK has full control of their waters, of the laws, of borders. But the point is that at the same time, the UK wants to have full access, maintain full access to the European market. And for that to happen with such an important trade partner as the UK is and will be, of course, we have to ensure fair competition. That's why we say, okay, so let's ensure a certain level of environmental, social, and labor standards. Let's avoid disruption of competition through state aid, and let's ensure that that is true by instruments, by dispute settlement mechanisms that can ensure us that that will happen in the future. And if the UK is going to get what nobody has, full access to the European market, then the economic interest of the European Union will also have to be safeguarded. And that has to do, of course, with the discussion on fisheries.
Yes, fisheries, very emotive issue whenever we cover it. I think really from the beginning, actually, of Brexit. But I'm wondering, those measures were released when it talked about air connectivity, basically air travel and road travel, in case of a no-deal Brexit. Why were those released? Is it trying to show that a no-deal Brexit is looking more likely?
No, I think it's a damage control exercise. The UK has already presented a number of contingency measures for the no-deal scenario that will apply, some of them in any case. Now what we want to ensure is a kind of a limited prolongation of the status quo in order to provide a legal certainty for businesses. So planes, trucks, ships will continue to operate for 6 months if we maintain for that period of time the existing regulations. So it is just to provide for people, because we have to recognize that a lot of people are facing difficulties. We want to avoid the disruption at the borders and in our economic activity. So it is only reasonable to be responsible and provide for that period of time. And on fisheries, that would also give us some time more to discuss the future, because I recall that in the political declaration that was supposed to guide our negotiations, an agreement on fisheries should have been established back in June. And it wasn't. We failed that timetable. So what we are suggesting, what the EU is suggesting, so let's keep the status quo for 6 months in order to provide legal certainty and avoid disruption, and let's give us some more time to discuss fundamental issues like fisheries. It's a damage control exercise, really.
Pedro Silva Pereira, Vice President of the European Parliament, thank you so much for speaking to us on BBC World News.